Okay, here we are. Snezana, Saraswati, Petrovic. Hello. Welcome to Sanctuary. How are you doing today?
Hi, Debra. I feel really safe in this space. I feel there is this energy that hugs me and protects me, and there is a light there that is kind of reaching out to me and coming in here. So it's an interesting difference in the sound that I can feel inside versus the outside. So it's containing my presence here, but there's also access to the outside, which is really make it really feeling secure and safe.
I'm very glad to hear that. You are a stunning artist and an amazing individual with an incredible history and long experience as an educator on the college level. We chatted before, and I've heard a little bit more about your life and experience. And you've visited 18th Street. You've been friendly with people who have been residents here, artists in residence, and you've come to Open Studios. So it's not entirely a foreign place to you. I'm so honored that you've chosen to drive all the way out from the Redlands to visit us here today. But I would love to hear a little bit about whatever you might want to share about your journey, and that's a completely open question.
It's very open.
Is it too open? I can make it more specific.
It's like maybe journey in arts or something like that.
Yes, I mean, maybe you have an amazing outfit on today. You've got amazing glasses on. You've got amazing hair. It's symphonic. And all works together. You are a costume designer. You've taught in theater, you've taught in art, you've taught in both, you've taught design. Maybe a little bit about your journey as an artist. It does not have to be chronological. It does not have to have a beginning, a middle, and an end. And then we can talk perhaps about any projects or even just ideas that you're sort of involved with right now that you might want to share.
Some journeys in life are really complicated and convoluted, and I think mine has multi-layers and as reflected in my arts. And two of these actually are connected in ways that I could not possibly imagine. I had to leave a country of my origin, Yugoslavia, at the verge of the war, and I moved to LA, and it took me a long time to reconcile the feeling of where my home is. Talking about safe space, I did not know where that is, and I was very scared, and it was a period where I was reflecting through my arts, looking into labyrinths and creating labyrinths and trying to search the center of my being, where does it feel that it's at home. And then I had a realization along the way while I was at two residencies, one with Judy Chicago in Arts Colony in Pomona, and the other that was in Hawaii with Kipai Pai. And those two residencies, actually, like, as it usually happens at the residences, open up a different point of view for myself, that the home is actually the whole earth. So this is where my true home for all of us is, not necessarily a country that will fall apart, which brought so much uncertainty and fear into my life, nor the country that you live in the moment, but it's much larger. And thinking about the fact that it takes me like hour and 20 minutes from my studio at Home Zimmer to my home, which is around 68 miles roughly. That is the full length of our surface on Earth to the edge of the atmosphere. It made me think even more about the fact that life is so fragile and our true home is protected in such a short distance. My work really is dealing with lots of thoughts related to that, to our place in that home that is Earth, our responsibility, the stewardship that we need to have, and then also, on a smaller scale, the identity, or how each of us can reflect on what is our responsibility to be alive and share this home that we have. So most of the work now is focused on this topic, which you can call just like the climate change, ecology, thoughts about the future, thoughts about the body as an extension of this interconnectedness that we share. It varies in the expression or materials that I'm using, usually reflective of the toxicity of the air, ocean pollution, plastic overuse, things like that. But the idea of the home, which is interesting that now I'm sitting in this home that is a shelter, and it makes me feel and full of like warm energy and protected. Is something that I'm searching for, to find that kind of place where we can feel that we can be who we are and share with each other to the fullest our positive intentions and love and care that we carry as humans, versus all these opposites that we can also carry that I don't even want to touch upon this. So the current work is related to all of this, in the sense that in past year and a half I'm building all these animals and humans chimera of future beings that might inhabit the earth, and allow my imagination to go crazy with that. But all of these beings that I'm creating, they have breathing as a way of presenting that they're alive, even though it's a mechanical breath, and it really varies in the ratio. So I'm looking into the breathing as a tool that brings awareness to the moment that we live in, but also as a reflection of what it means being alive.
Yeah.
And looking into different breathing patterns that we know how the psychology or health is reflected in a different ratio of inhale, exhale, retention of the breath, also from the pranayama exercises that I did for years. So all of this combined, like all the experiences of my life, and fears and pains and everything just somehow jammed together in this futuristic idea of currently that I'm working on, which is the project that's called the Inhale, Exhale Chimera. And I'm inhaling here. This sounds like lungs, the shape of the house from inside. And I'm feeling that this is a place that I can be now and talk about all of this. My inspiration and also thoughts that I usually don't share because I keep it to myself as I'm working in the studio. Studio process is very solitary, which is good because that brings us to understanding of our place in this world. So I'm thinking about the sanctuary because I was prompted with this idea that this place that Debra created, which is impermanent, which I really love, because there's impermanence is, as a matter of fact, the characteristic of being alive in life. So, but also that is made from fabric, and it's kind of closing ourselves within that. But when I think about what sanctuary could be, I think about, and that's what I want to share, this gouache painting by Charlotte Salmon, which is her sitting on the bed with the hearts coming out.
Hearts.
And to me, that would be an ideal shelter, or not shelter, I'm sorry, shelter is not the right word, sanctuary. Because if I can find sanctuary in your heart, and you can find sanctuary in my heart, I think that would be a beautiful place to live in, because it will show the trust and love and care for each other, and we would not need to grab anything or take away from another person to feel whole, but just giving love and being sheltered in somebody's heart that sees you and that person being sheltered in your heart. I saw that as an ultimate sanctuary and a safe place for all of us, versus this whole rage of war that we are observing currently, and polarization and anger. If we can counteract something like that, and would not need really a physical space, but we'll see each other with the different eyes, would bring such a change of the dynamics and energy, and would possibly change the world for the better. And you can call me a fool or too naive,
Visionary.
but that's fine. I mean, I just feel that there's so much potential in human being that we need to look at, that is just much more positive and loving than what we see today.
Snezana, that's absolutely beautiful, and you've covered everything. I am so thrilled that you joined me here today. I'm so moved, and thank you so much. I think you've shared about your work and your journey. Is there any particular show or project that you would like people to know about that's coming up? Not mandatory?
Well, I'm excited about one project that I'm co-curating with artist Quinn from Seattle. This is going to be in Seattle and then come to LA next year. And the project is referencing mugwort as a plant that has multi-layers, historically speaking, in all the different cultures from Asia to Africa to Europe, and even here in America. Mugwort is known for its healing properties, spiritual properties, but also the resilience, because this herb is growing all over the world. It has rhizomes, so it's a horizontal power structure, and it's spreading, and it's very resilient. And I've somehow, in this research that I did in Japan for 3 years about the same plant that's called Yomoji, and working with artists there that are interested in the same plant, and bringing that here, that actually resonated with this idea of the hope and potentiality of the humankind to, without having a hierarchical structure but horizontal, to grow in different soils and be resilient and give to humans more, or humans can give to each other more. So that's why I'm excited about this project that will be in May in Seattle, and then bring it here next year to LA. Because in the same way that I can be a commentator of the state of being or Earth at this point, I'm also seeking some answers or hope for healing. And this plant that is so resilient, existed for so long, could be useful in culinary, in healing, in as a dream work for these like vivid dreams, and in spiritual practices. I just think it's something that maybe we can learn from it and share, because we all share this earth, so I think we are all interconnected.
That's really exciting, and it's coming to LA next year. Do you know where it'll be? Where will
it will be in Durden and Ray.
Oh, how wonderful.
And I cannot remember exactly. I think it will be in January, or is it in March? I cannot remember the schedule quite well.
Right,
but that's something that I feel really passionate about, because there's such a I had a history of learning about the potentiality of this plant, but then connecting it to human experience and resilience, I think it makes it more important now, and in some way educational, so people can learn more about it.
The resilience is very important. So I'm learning this process with the videotaping and the, how we're going to present this on the site page at the 18th Street website, and I'm learning how to create a playlist, and I'm also going to be linking information. So I will link Snezana's Instagram and site and so forth, so that people can keep up with what you're doing and with this amazing sounding project, and hopefully be able to see it when it's in town, or even in Seattle if they travel there. My sister lives there, so I'm going to be checking that out.
Yeah.
Thank you, Snezana. May you know safe space.